Hi, I'm Heather Roberts.
And I am Veronica Adams. And together we are 1852 Media.
Oh my God. Welcome back, everyone. It has been a lovely break for the summer. Veronica and I took off for the summer for book's sake in order to pursue other things, aka hang out with our families and just really be at home and work on other projects.
Yep.
I launched
a couple of side quests here and there.
Yeah, but we are back now. It was absolutely lovely, and we're happy to be back. And what a time! I mean,
yes, I'm happy to be back on the podcast. I'm not sure I'm happy about what we're going to discuss today.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what a time to be back.
You aren't kidding.
Because, wow, what has happened this week in publishing in our lovely little industry.
In Romancelandia specifically.
And, yes. I mean, if you've listened to us for any period of time, you know that there is always some type of drama within Romancelandia.
Yes.
But this one is not great. It's not great at all. So we are talking about the Sinners and Stardust book signing event. I will say straight out the gate, from all accounts, the actual event itself was run fantastically.
Yes.
The organizers did an amazing job. All of the authors were really happy with, the people that came out. Everything was run smoothly from that side of things, from the professional side of things. Everything was great.
However,
the problem was the readers. And I think it is about time to start talking about this a lot more openly.
Absolutely.
Yes. This has been a problem in our industry for the entire decade that I have been a part of it.
From the dawn of these romance-specific or romance-exclusive book signing events.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm really glad that events are starting to put measures in place to protect the authors and the models and those professionals who are attending the event in a professional capacity. Because this has been absolutely batshit fucking crazy. It's been the wild, wild west for a decade, and it's just wrong. So what happened at Sinners and Stardust is sexual assault is what happened.
Yeah.
And this has happened at a lot of events over the years. And
unfortunately,
it's just not really been talked about openly. But specifically with the models at the event, there were several entertainers and models walking around dressed up, cosplaying as characters from some of these books.
Yes.
And certain authors brought them, from their books.
That's typically what happens. An author will sponsor the attendance of a cover model or someone else who, has the appearance of a lead character or something like that. So,
Right. And so they're dressed as the character.
Yes.
And oftentimes that means they're shirtless or wearing something that is evocative.
Yes.
However,
they're playing a part.
They're playing a part. They are acting. This is not them personally. They are acting.
Correct.
And unfortunately, a lot of women, I don't know, something snaps in their brains with these readers.
Let's set the table here, because Sinners and Stardust is it's not just a regular romance book signing. And I don't mean to blame shift in any way toward the organizers of this event, because it's not really about them.
No.
Although there are some people who have some fair criticisms about how they handled some of these allegations and incidents. And we can get into that in a little bit. But it's a dark romance book signing. And so we're talking about a group of people getting together and celebrating things that are steeped in dubious consent themes, non-consensual themes. These are books that are about things like rape fantasies and consent issues, and the readers took it too far. They took it to heart. They got carried away with themselves, or they're just terrible people.
Right. And so what would happen is readers would go up to these models,
Yes.
and one in particular that was talked about, but there was others there as
Yes.
well.
Multiple incidents.
And would, grope them essentially. One tried to, or at least one, tried to stick her hand down his pants.
God, can you imagine? Can you imagine having the audacity to just grope someone's genitals under their clothes?
Right?
Upon first meeting in a public forum,
In a public forum.
surrounded by a whole bunch of other people.
It's unbelievable. It's disgusting.
And what would this community be doing to a man who did that to a woman at an event?
Well, of course. Of course. And listen, it's just, it's disgusting.
It is.
And this has been happening for years. For years.
Yeah.
At book signing events. Now, maybe not as blatant as this.
Right.
This was extremely blatant. One of the readers at this event put an air tag on this gentleman and essentially stalked him throughout the event, and I'm assuming to find out where he was staying.
Yes, there's some allegations that the air tag was used to identify his hotel room and to follow him back to that location.
Which is just gives me the shivers.
And I get it. You're there to get the collective vibes and hang out with other people who like stalker books like you do, but you're not actually allowed to stalk people because you're at a dark romance book signing.
I mean, this is you're
what
at
the actual fuck.
You can compare this to a variety of different situations, right? Let's say, I mean, it's not that, because I think this is very different than, say, a strip club, right?
Sure.
You're going to a strip club. I've been to strip clubs with male performers, and they are shaking their stuff all up in your face. But at no time was I I am going to grab their genitals, because I knew that if, not that I would want to anyway, but
yes.
That the second you would go to do something like that, your ass is going to be outside on the ground, and you're going to be banned from that function, because that is not appropriate. So my point is, even at a strip club, when the expectation is very sexual, right? And the expectation is that there is going to be penis in face. At no point are you even allowed to touch that genitalia. Oftentimes you can touch their abs, you can, do other things that are...
And there are usually invitations for you to do so as part of the burlesque performance or whatever.
Yes.
You're usually that you get some sort of signal from the performer that it's okay to do this, or you're invited to do that, or
they'll take your hand and put it somewhere.
Exactly. I've been to one, where audience members are invited up on stage and they're actually active participants in the show. And there is some touching happening, but it's not non-consensual, and it's not this extreme.
Correct. This is a situation. And so I compare it to that because I think it might be the closest that we can get to this type of an event where a performer is standing there. He is there as the character. He wants to have that feeling. He wants to evoke that type of excitement, right? From the readers.
Yes.
That is the point of his presentation. That is why he is there, so they can see him in the flesh. And so, he may take their hand and put it on his abs. He may take their hand or, allow them to run their hands up and down his arms. He has consented to those types of physical touches. But at no time and at no point did he say, put your hands down my pants and grab my dick. That didn't happen. Yeah. And so when someone crosses that line, and people are like, oh, but no. No. Oh, but no. Because that in my back of my mind is, oh, well, she asked for it. She was wearing this. And so if
your response to this is a yes, but, then you are making excuses and justifications, and you are literally doing that exact same thing. You are, okay, well, what was he wearing? What the character required. Because he was performing. He was literally doing his job.
And at no point did he ask to be sexually assaulted.
That's right.
At no point whatsoever. And I don't care if he was walking around naked. At no point was there an invitation to be touching on his genital. If he didn't consent to it, you are not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how these same women who in normal everyday society, when they're at Home Depot, will ask to pet someone's dog, go up to a man at a convention and grab for his dick without asking.
Right.
What the fuck? It blows my mind.
Well,
And so,
and this is just one of many incidents that allegedly happened at this signing. I
oh
mean,
yeah, yeah,
there are accounts that someone in attendance who was actually an event volunteer was walking around wearing a strap on under their outfit
yes, yeah,
and flashing people at random, and apparently had someone following them around taking photos of people's shocked reactions upon seeing the unit, if you will.
right.
um there was something about an artist or performer in body paint who was groped so frequently and so thoroughly that most of the body paint was rubbed off by the end of the signing.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that.
It just so many, like, so many people taking the atmosphere and running with it and
Mhm.
using it as an excuse or a justification to just be absolutely disgusting and to literally sexually assault people.
I mean, I'll tell you. So my husband used to, but for the
I do.
listeners,
I do, but the audience doesn't.
my husband used to write books under the name Mikey Lee,
Hmm.
and he stopped writing books for a variety of reasons that we won't get into. But one of them, most certainly being, is when we went to book signing events, he was very uncomfortable with a lot of the attention that he received in
Yeah.
the way in which he received it.
Yes.
I mean, he had a woman at one point in time give him a crocheted, um, I don't even know what to call. What do you call it? It's for your ball and your balls and your penis. Um, and it was crocheted, and she like presented it to him at his table, had him open it, and then was like, is it too big? Is it too small? Like, and wanted commentary on his genitalia.
I
At
cannot.
Yeah,
I don't know how we've been working together this long and I've never heard this story. Or
yeah,
maybe I've heard it and I've just forgotten about it in the years since it's happened, because it's been a while since he's been in the community
right,
writing
yeah, yeah. It's been
actively.
a minute. It's been a minute.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, they would just go up and touch him. I'd
Yeah.
be standing right there,
Hmm.
and they just go up and touch him because he was a cover model as well at the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
So he was doing shoots and things like that. Just super weird. I will say all of the models he worked with, entirely professional.
Sure.
All of the photographers he worked with,
Sure.
1000% professional.
Yeah.
I was on many a shoots where, he's in a compromised position, if you will, with the female model.
Hmm.
And at no time did I feel uncomfortable, as his wife, being there watching it because it was a performance,
Right.
right? And this
Right.
is what you're doing. And he was entirely professional. They were entirely professional. It was
Hmm.
great. But when you get to the readers, that's when things got weird. I mean, I remember pulling up to one book signing event. There was a reader. We were just pulling up in the outside, and a reader came like running up to our car door and was like, "Oh my god, you're here! You're here! You're here!" Like he was just going to drop me off at the front door to go check in to
Yeah.
our hotel room, and she was like so on top of she's like, "Where are you staying?" Like asking all of these really invasive questions, to the point where we were like, "Oh, well, we're just going to go and park and whatever." We ended up
Right.
parking and then going in a back door and trying to avoid her
Like
and going into,
celebrities ducking the paparazzi.
yeah, it was an out of body experience, because we didn't want to
Unreal.
run into her there because it made us that uncomfortable.
Right.
But authors deal with this every single day. And I use my husband's experience as an example because I was present during those
Yes.
experiences.
Yes.
But authors deal with these types of situations all the time.
Well, and I think any man, to be perfectly frank, any man who writes romance or is a professional adjacent to the
Yeah.
romance community is more likely to be sexualized in an unwanted way than any woman. And there are some there are a lot of reasons for that. We can get into that too if you want. But cover models, narrators,
Yeah.
photographers. It's not just the guys who write.
No.
They all receive a lot of attention that I'm sure that they don't necessarily want.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what I think is they're doing at these signings now, what has been proposed to be done, at
Mm-hmm.
least at Sinners and Stardust going forward,
Yeah.
is to create a separation between the
Mm-hmm.
readers and the authors and entertainers.
Yeah.
So, like if you were to go to Comic-Con, for example, you can stand in line, you go see your person, right?
Yep.
You see the entertainer there, there's security. People are watching to make sure everything's copacetic,
Yes.
and then you move on.
Attendees have one level of access, and then
And then
the
authors,
talent has a completely separate. Yeah.
right. And then so authors and talent, all the
Mm-hmm.
talent
Yeah.
will have their own, availability, their own VIP section at, say, a ball or something
Yeah.
like that, where they can actually go and have fun with one another and not worry about saying something or doing something that's going to be perceived by a reader as whatever, because that happens all the time too.
Sure.
You can't put your guard down. You are at a work event,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. I mean, not essentially, that's what you're doing. You are at a work event. It's supposed to be a fun work event, but you're at a work event. And this will give authors and entertainers the opportunity to go and mingle with one another in a way that makes them more comfortable without having to worry about, being accosted, essentially.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got all worked up and
It's all good. It's all good.
getting clumped.
Yeah. This is, but to get to the root of it all, though, this is just another example of a pervasive double standard in our community, the romance industry specifically. That's very pervasive. There are a lot of women who feel entitled to behave in a way that they would be unwilling to accept men behaving in the same exact way.
Yeah. And my other point, they wouldn't be behaving like this in any other environment.
Right.
It's like they come into this environment and lose every brain cell that they ever had.
Yeah.
Which really does not do much to support our arguments that we are constantly trying to make about the romance industry being empowering for women and all of that. It's just feeding into every single stereotype that, conservative media, I'll throw it out there,
Sure,
places upon our industry.
And right. So now there's more damaging narrative out there about how sex crazed women are assaulting a variety of people, not just models, but also other event attendees. There was an author who had their boundaries violated in a bathroom, allegedly. Like, there were all kinds of incidents.
And this happens all the time. I mean, it's not even of a sexual nature. It's of a creepy, weird nature that happens all the time. Like, for example, that girl running up to the car and, accosting us in that way.
Yeah.
It's the parasocial relationship that bleeds over to people thinking that you're actually friends.
Right.
When you're not. You're just not. And, I think about Rebecca Yarros having to move. She literally had to move because readers found out her location and started sending her, I don't care if they were nice things, but sending things to her house. That's weird. Don't do that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know this author. I want to be best friends with her, so I'm going to stalk her.
Well, so when you become public facing in any way, there is an inherent risk that you are going to attract a few crazies, right? Like that, because there are some people out there who are mentally ill, unstable, they don't understand boundaries, they are awkward, whatever,
Yeah.
And they will take things too far, they will do things and pay attention that is unwanted in a variety of different ways, not just sexually assaulting people or, being generally gross. So that's the risk you take, I think, by becoming an author.
Sure.
Perhaps.
I mean,
or
a public figure.
A cover model or a narrator. But, it's also possible to really, really, really appreciate someone's body of work and not be an absolute creep about it.
Yeah.
The majority of people do it every day,
Yeah.
Um, and we have got to come up with ways to hold everyone in the community accountable.
Hmm.
And I think that's one of the other things that people are outraged about is that the response from Sinners and Stardust to some of this stuff was a little watered down and maybe not as
And off the bat.
yeah, the
I only
initial
saw their
response to
later
all of
replies.
this.
I didn't see like the earlier stuff that was happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of criticism circulating in the community right now about how it was initially handled and what was allowed to continue happening, and the first line of responses to the complaints and stuff.
Sure.
But
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it's a total double standard because listen, your husband did a brave thing by daring to write romance in the first place, because this is an industry that's not very welcoming to men unless you are allowing yourself to be sexualized for some purpose. I
Right.
mean, that bottom line.
And no doubt it feels good at first, right? Of course,
Sure.
you're getting attention. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is
It's
amazing.
validating.
It's validating. This is so fun. But it can quickly turn.
Yeah.
And if you do something wrong, then suddenly people are turning against you or doing whatever, or trying to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it, it's fuzzy. It can get very fuzzy very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's not always a comfortable place to be.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
agree.
authors, you need to protect yourself. Of course, I'm always telling people like put yourself out there, right? Put yourself
Yeah.
out there. But in the same way, you need to have boundaries,
Mhm.
and you need to communicate those boundaries, and absolutely allow access to your readers in ways that you are comfortable with. I think about it as you're dealing with a toddler, right? You don't give a toddler a million choices.
Right.
You don't let them decide what the next course of action is going to be. You
Correct.
say, do you want X or Y? And X or Y are both acceptable to you as the parent, but it's giving that feeling of choice to
Hmm.
the toddler. It's
Yeah.
making them feel like they have the freedom there to
Right.
choose whatever. But you don't care what they choose because X or Y are both acceptable to you. That
Yes.
is what you need to do as an author
Yes.
to your readers.
Yes. Absolutely.
You need
But
to parent them.
as a collective community, what are we going to do about this hypocrisy, these double standards,
I wish
the the interwoven misandry? I mean, men are objects to be sexualized and, I guess, taken advantage of and used for all sorts of pleasure and fantasy fulfillment, and readers behaving badly. But if men were to do that at any reader event,
yeah,
the backlash would be swift and severe.
100%. And I do feel that it, you know it's a little. I mean, I feel like it's a little different. If he's consenting to a certain part of it, right? He's
To
consenting to
be
a
visually
certain.
consumed,
Yes. To
absolutely,
be
no
visually
question.
consumed and
Yeah, of
maybe even
course.
some touching. He is consenting to a portion of it.
The
But
same way a stripper consents to
yes,
being,
right. But the crossing of the line is the
hmm
problem. And I wish that I could say that this is going to suddenly have some sort of magical change in hearts and minds. No,
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 no.
it's
This
not.
is a pervasive, long-standing issue that no one has really ever
Hitting the other
pushed
side.
anyone to resolve, or that, I don't know. Maybe it's endemic within the population of romance readers. You know what I mean? Maybe it's
Yeah.
a kind of thing that just comes with the territory. I don't know.
But I do think that having some type of line
Hmm.
would be nice. I know I do not. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, but I want to preface it with a caveat because I don't want my words to be twisted. Okay, I am one of those people that do not believe romance books are porn. They are not porn. It is
Agree.
very different than porn.
I
Uh,
hate the term smut. I hate
I
it.
hate the term smut. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. We are not porn. It is very different. However, if we are going to and again, we're not stripping, we're not strippers either.
Yeah.
But we just compared to strippers. But if we're talking about an industry that has a sexualized nature to it, right?
Yes.
Certainly porn does that.
Yeah.
Porn has conventions. You know what porn doesn't do at those conventions? Invite their viewers.
It's true.
And why don't they invite their viewers? Probably because a lot of them have a problem with being able to differentiate reality from fiction.
That's right.
Because porn is fiction, guys.
Mhm.
It is scripted. I hate to tell you, it is your favorite naked reality show. It's scripted. Okay. I don't care. Even OnlyFans, it's scripted.
100%.
So it's just wild. It is a job to these people that are doing it. Some do it exceptionally well, and good for them. But to the same degree, they're not inviting scores and scores
Mhm.
of viewers to come and meet them in a unregulated environment.
That's
They
right.
might do meet and greets. They might have some type of signing event, right? This is a very similar thing, but they are not allowing a unfettered access situation to them, which is what we are doing at these romance
That's
novels
right.
of,
That's
of
right.
book signing events.
It's true.
And unfortunately, people have the inability to think clearly. I don't know if they're in a sexual haze. I don't understand what goes on in people's brains, but we need to create some lines of demarcation and provide some security and
Yes. And
access.
encourage people to touch grass and remember that this is a fantasy event and not a free for all.
Yeah. I mean, you think about other events that were not, it wasn't sexualized in nature, but people are
Mhm.
fist fighting over books.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Another example of readers behaving badly.
Yeah, but this is my
Yeah.
point. Like, it's not just, this is an example of, it's not just the sexualized
Mhm.
portion of it. That's the part that gets talked about the most because obviously it's terrible
Sure.
and criminal.
Mhm.
But people
But
are,
it's like different, right? Because we're talking about consumerism versus some sort of parasocial fantasy sexualization and entitlement, right? Like
yeah, no, it's true.
you know,
But it's
the
another
fist fighting
example
over
of,
books, those are the people that would have been like, the cops would have been called on them at 3 a.m. outside of Best Buy on Black Friday 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
well, and
Like,
this is why we're not allowed to have those events anymore either.
right, right.
Because
People getting
people have lost
trampled
their
at
damn
Walmart at
minds.
midnight. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Which is why I'm telling you this is not going to be a solvable problem to get the
You're right.
behavior
It's
to
probably
stop.
not. It's probably not. But the event organizers across the board, all events,
Yeah.
not just Sinners and Stardust, but all events, they can put protocols into place
Yes.
to put a little bit more separation between the talent and the attendees.
That's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
can't just, say, "Oh, stop the behavior." Yes, of course we can say that. Is it going to stop though?
Mhm.
Probably not.
Right.
So
Right.
what we need to do is put systems in place that stop the behavior without,
Exactly.
trusting that people are going to be on their best behavior.
Right.
Which is why I never understood. I mean, this is getting a little philosophical, but when people say, oh, well, people should just have, everybody should have personal responsibility
Mm.
and that they should do, XYZ pick a political topic, right? Pick
Sure.
any social topic. People should have personal responsibility. And my response is, well, what if they don't?
Yeah.
What do we do with them?
Yeah.
As a society, what do you do with somebody who doesn't follow the rules? What do you do with them? If it's not a criminal thing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we put them in jail. We have no problem doing that in this country.
That's
But
true.
if they don't behave in a way that is appropriate or whatever, what do you do with them?
Mm.
They're, you can't just ignore the problem. You have to create systems in place to either hope. I think of drug use, for an example, right? People are like, oh, well, you shouldn't do drugs. Okay, no, you shouldn't do drugs. I agree. But what do you do with the people who are suffering from drug abuse and
Right.
can't get help? Oh,
Mhm.
well, they should just really have personal responsibility. Well, that's great, but what do you do with them?
Yeah.
And it goes around in this circle.
You're right. They should have personal responsibility, but here's the thing: they don't.
They
So,
don't.
what do we do about the fact that they don't? And
Yes.
then we have to evaluate: are they harming themselves? Are they harming other people? is the drug use not just something that's bad for them physically and mentally, but also something that's bad for our society or their community or their families? There needs to be some sort of intervention in those situations.
Right.
And also, it's really just not a great idea morally or ethically to let people abuse something to their own detriment either, right?
Right.
So then we have, further conversations about personal choices and rights versus privileges in a society. And we
I know.
could
I
peel
told you this
so
stuff.
many layers,
I told you this stuff is
off this
possible.
onion, right?
I
But at the end
told
of the
you.
day, there has to be some sort of intervention to protect people that are being harmed by this unwanted behavior.
Yes. And you can't just remove the people. Like, I think about homeless encampments being just removed from certain areas. Just removing them does not fix the problem. It doesn't make it go away. You have to create up systems that will help individuals fix the problem. And in the same way, I know I just took a leap, but in the same way, we need to create systems at events like this to prevent problems from happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'd love if we could get some type of educational awareness program. Maybe that's what we're doing right now, educational awareness for readers. How not to act at a book signing event. This is not appropriate. I don't know what else to say. There's so much.
Well, and there's no like industry standard or some sort of professional organization where event organizers and planners have their own like trade union or something, right? Where they're all the part of the same. You and I, by education and practice, and for some crazy fucking reason, desire at one point in both of our lives, are lawyers.
Right.
And we're both members of different bar associations. There is no similar trade organization for book signing event planners. Maybe there should be. Maybe they should all have their own little whisper network where they're like, all right, this person is banned from all of our events going forward because of these allegations or this behavior, and they don't do that.
Right.
Maybe they should.
Maybe they should. Yeah, that could prevent at least these people from coming into these spaces and wreaking havoc in a way that is unproductive.
Absolutely. And you are welcome to come. We want you here. We want to continue having community and interaction. And this is as good for the authors as it is fun for the readers. Like, it's not like it needs to end. It's just there need to be more protections and some sort of guardrails for how we deal with folks who, I don't know, do we need a 3 strikes rule? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I miss RT. I mean, RT did I've not heard any terrible stories about RT. They perfected that by the end of it, and they gave no fucks. If you stepped over the line, you were out.
Yeah. I've seen some mumbles about how there were some issues with RT in the beginning. So like way back. But by the end, before they shut it down,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like
it was a well-oiled machine.
It was very well oiled, and they didn't play.
Yeah.
And I mean, we once didn't even have tickets to RT, but went just to be at the bar, just to be in the hotel to get to network.
Yeah.
Because it was such an amazing networking
Meet people, shake hands, share your business card, talk to folks. Yeah, absolutely.
That was way back in the day. But I mean,
I once met a very popular and very attractive cover model at RT and did not assault him.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
It's possible.
It's totally possible. I just don't know. People's psychological makeups are what they are.
I know.
And while we can
that's why I think that like the setting of this particular event played some sort of psychological part here, because these readers aren't just getting together for romance in general. They're getting together and celebrating the really dark stuff.
Sure. Yeah. And it put them in a different mindset.
And I think that's an event where, for better or worse, more guardrails are probably required.
Yeah. You put them up just to make everyone safe.
Yeah.
And
that masked man stalker fantasy coming to life. Maybe not with people who aren't openly and actively consenting to it. Like, who puts an air tag on a stranger?
Crazy.
Who does that?
Stalkery people. That's who does that. Like, this is not your. This goes back to people thinking they're the main character in their own,
I know, but so many women have been victims of that kind of
I
behavior
know.
in their private lives.
And they're fine with it somehow if they're doing it. There's a lot about human psychology I don't understand.
Yeah, me either.
That would
Me
be
either.
But yeah, so I think guardrails being put in place, huge help. Huge help.
Agree.
And that's something that other event organizers should really consider.
Because, along with your own trade organization, because, like, damn.
Yeah. I also think having some type of a trade organization for event organizers would be lovely too, because it would vet new event organizers coming in.
For sure.
And could create some type of a mentorship process, right?
Yes.
And would help cut down
accreditation so readers can trust new events, right? Like,
yes, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, how many million lies have we seen over the years? A lot.
How many people have we seen get taken? They pay table fees and they're like, I'm so excited to support this event. And then, the event organizer absconds with the funds or just doesn't follow through. And it,
so many times over the years. So many times.
The ball in Baltimore earlier this year. What was that event? God.
That was the Million Lies Festival.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Fire Festival of Books.
Yes. Yes. But that's not an uncommon event, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to signings where there have been absolute crickets. Like, you're hanging out in a room. You're like, how many actual book sales or event tickets were made here? And no, I won't even go to a book signing event if the tickets are free in any way. Absolutely the fuck not.
That's probably a smart choice.
Because I have found in my experience, if the tickets are free, people have no skin in the game. So they might accept a ticket or buy a ticket.
Sure.
And they just decide not to come.
Right. You're inviting people to take tickets and then not show up.
Right. So you can be like, oh, I gave out 3,000 tickets, but nobody shows up.
Yeah.
Because nobody has any type of skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So having an actual price point, I think that's helpful. Sure. But then you need to make sure that you're putting on an event that is, worth that price point.
The publicity for the event is also super important.
Just throwing it up on Facebook is not enough, friends.
Nope.
It's not enough.
Newsletter marketing.
Actual local news, advertising.
Important stuff.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Hire somebody to help. Anyway, well, I would be remiss if we didn't talk briefly about the new courses that I just put together, and part of the reason why I was off for a couple of months.
Shameless plug.
It has to be. I put why? Because
we do this for our health. I mean, you and I could sit on the phone and bitch about shit all day long like that.
Yeah, we do that privately all the time.
We've been friends for 20. You told me earlier this week, 21 years.
21. Well, 21 years since we've been sisters.
Jesus.
We met
longer than that.
Yeah, we met in 2020 or 2003. 2003.
Yeah.
So 22 years. We've been friends.
The fastest 22 years of my life, love.
I know. I've known you longer than I've known my husband.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Indeed.
You've been around long before.
Yeah, no, we could do this privately. But we are doing this for a reason, a variety of reasons.
One of them.
That serve for book's sake, that serve 1852 media, that serve 1852 literary. And so plug it.
You as the listener.
That's right. So plug it. Let's hear all about the courses you've been working on.
So I created something as part of 1852 media, and it is called the Publishing Store. It is a group of 6 courses that are really encased in the fundamentals of how to publish a book.
Yeah.
If you do not know where to start, if you've thought about writing, if you've
got finished manuscripts, but you've just never hit publish,
you can go. The bundle is the best value because of course it is. But you can go and buy any of these courses
Yeah.
individually if you think that that's something that you just need that one course. The first course is Mastering Your Author Brand. That is currently on sale right now for $33. It is usually $148. So it's a massive discount for our
And
opening.
not gonna lie, there are some really long time experienced authors who could benefit from that too. That's
Yes,
not necessarily just a beginner course. That's
I
like
correct. I break it down to a granular level for the purpose of those coming in without any type of
brand new.
knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is information in these courses that an author at any level could really find value in.
Absolutely.
You get a slide deck, you get workbooks, you get checkbooks, you get me talking to you for however long your
She
course
thought
is.
of everything, you guys.
Yeah, they're comprehensive and you can't find them anywhere else because I created them. This is not one of those, oh, I bought a course and I'm selling you a course. No, this has actual information in it.
Yeah.
They valuable information. I've created a YouTube channel as well called The Publishing Store. So once you subscribe to this one, if you haven't already,
Please.
subscribe to For Book's Sake. Go and subscribe to The Publishing Store. I'm putting up information, tips, and tricks from those courses in there. And I really created it because, not everybody can afford to hire Veronica and I
Yep.
to personally consult them. And we recognize that. We know that times are tough out there, and we still want to be able to help as many authors as we possibly can. So
Yes.
this is a lot of great information at a lower price point that you can come in and work through it at your own pace.
Which is, I think, maybe the best part of it because
Right.
you can self pace it. You don't have one of us in your ear going, "Why haven't you done this yet?"
Yes,
Send
exactly.
me the shit I need to get this done for you. Where have you been? What are you
Right.
doing? Get off of TikTok and write your damn book. Like, you get to control the whole pace of this, which is great.
Yes, the whole pace. And there's great courses in there. There's one about traditional publishing. So if you ever thought about what does it take for traditional publishing, you don't understand how it works, you don't understand the agent
Yeah.
author relationship, you don't understand your relationship with the publisher, what that would look like. You don't even know how to write a query letter.
Mhm.
This will help you. It gives you the elements of a query letter. It gives you examples of what a bad, okay, and good query letter are, so that you can really see the nitty gritty of
Indeed.
what makes a query letter good. And it tells you where to find agents as well. I mean, this is all information, or at least a lot of it. Some of it's my opinion that, you can't find anywhere else, but you could go and Google some of this stuff, but I've curated it all for you in a
Right.
lovely little
Well,
lesson.
and you have to sort through all of the like sponsored results in the Google search and
Yes.
the AI summary that's not always completely accurate or
Right.
cites someone who's out there doing something for profit, like a vanity press, who will,
Which we talk about in there as
yeah,
well. So
yeah, for better or worse, may or may have more of their own bottom line interests in heart rather than the quality of the support you get publishing your book with them. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And then we have self-publishing success, which talks about you being your own boss and everything that comes with that, from
Yes.
filing legal paperwork with your state to, time management opportunities and things that you can do to help that, as well as what you really need to do to be successful as your own publishing house.
Yes.
Then there's understanding book marketing, which is exactly what it sounds like, and really breaks down all of the different types of marketing for authors. It gives you content pillars. It's really intensive there. And then we have advertising strategy for authors, which is a really great overview course of all of the opportunities that you have for advertising. And then finally, we have building a powerful review network. And that is
Yes.
about getting reviews for your books. So I think it's really comprehensive. I think it's great. I think everybody should benefit from it. But anyway, run and go check it out. It's thepublishingstore.com. And I
Yes.
really appreciate it. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into those courses. So I love them to help people.
That was the primary summer side quest. Let's be real.
Yeah. That was the primary one. I couldn't do that and this at the same time. It was too much. It was too much. And do the other, and work.
It's all good. I mean, summer vacation is over here. We are back in school full time. It's It's all
Yeah,
good.
I think this was really nice. It was a good break.
Yeah.
And we're excited to bring on some new people to talk with in the future. So
Yes.
if you are interested in coming on for
Mhm.
book's sake, please reach out and let us know. We'd be happy
Yeah.
to chat with you and see if you're a good fit for
Find
us.
out what it is you'd like to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So please reach out. Admin at 1852 Media. Check us out.
Yep.
So, but I think that is it for the day. I
Awesome.
think that's enough. And moral of
It'll
today's,
never be enough.
I know. Moral of today's story: don't be an asshole.
Don't be a sexual assaulter. Don't be
Right?
a creep or a stalker.
Yeah, I think you summed it up great there.
Yeah.
And think about your actions and go try to help someone today. Help
Yes.
someone. Be a kind human.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a
All
great way
right.
to end.